My Anand pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Baba, and gratitude to my uncle and guru who brought us to his fold. This was in 1980s that Swami revealed himself to us and he took us in his fold. And at that time, fortunately, with his grace and blessings, there was no mind operational. It was just that, as if seamlessly, smoothly, it had to happen. There were no questions who's Baba, what, how is it possible? There were no questions. So, as if, it was just meant to be. So, I'm just really, really thankful to Swami for all that, for not cluttering our brains with the so called intelligent questions. So the journey started, and each night with Mummy, I would offer Aarti to Swami. And of course, I read that famous book, The Man of Miracles. And for a child of that age, it was more like a fairy tale where you see a lot of magic happening, how people are just traveling in a different world. So I was also very fascinated with that book. And I always used to think that Swami is just like, some fairy godmother who has some magic wand, some magical powers, and he can do anything. So the days passed on, and one day I just had a real urge because I'm a foodie. So I had an urge to have kesar ki barfi Kanpur wali. So that was very, very specific. So one day I had come back from school and I was just generally, I had gotten into the habit of talking to Swami. So I would just keep blabbering anything and everything to him. So I was just saying, "Aaj Baba, bada man kar raha hai." And it's okay. Like the afternoon passed on and I had forgotten about it. So in the evening, my uncle came and he brought that same kesar ki barfi from Kanpur. It was like my eyes literally popped out. I said, how is that possible? I was just talking to Swami about it. But then how यही माया होती है कि आप बस वो मिठाई देखी और मेरा बस मन मिठाई में उसके पीछे क्या एसेंस क्या बाबा ने किया क्या नहीं किया कुछ नहीं बस बर्फी खा के वो बच्चा खुश. So this is how things were going on. And a mother would take me to Balvika's class, and we would attend all the functions done by the organization on different occasions. And I used to wonder then that how is it that when we don't know anyone, can a stranger, that is the people who were the organizers, would welcome us so lovingly? How can any? I had never seen that. So, slowly, gradually, Swami was charming me into his charisma. And I was just so unaware. It was happening, and I was just going with the flow without knowing and realizing anything. So, this happened. And then till 94, I had not seen Swami physically. I had only seen him in videos, and I used to wonder, why is it that इतना क्या है कि लोग इतना रोते हैं बाबा को देख के and all that. तो ये मेरे मन में कभी कभी आता था. And then I heard somebody saying, how Swami walks? He floats. He just glides. I heard it. I said, how is it possible? Let me try. The look at the audacity of that girl, because in her innocence she didn't know. So anyways, so I just came home and we had a full length mirror, and I started imitating Swami. Whatever I had seen, little of him in the videos, I would imitate. I would try to walk. No, it is not possible. How can he do that? So this was it. So there is a reason why I'm giving all this background. So it was only in 1994 that I had the fortune of seeing Swami for the first time. So he had, called for International Gurus Conference. So by then I had become a Balvika student, and my guru had asked me to start. She told me to take classes also. So I was taking classes as well. So that was the first time we were all preparing for the exhibition that was to be put up by different states from the country and internationally as well. So Delhi came up with a very unique and a new concept of Sai Beauty Parlor, which was about the inner beauty. So the concept was so amazing, and we all the girls, all my friends, everyone who became actually friends from then onwards. So uh, we just prepared and we reached. So the day came, we were there in Whitefield, and we were made to stay in Alembic Glass Factory. I still remember. It was slightly far off from the university where the exhibition hall was allotted. So we had to do lots of up and down. So that was a little later, of course. So the first morning, we were told that, come on, get ready, and we have to go for Swami's darshans. So we're like, okay. We just entered the ashram, and we were made to sit adjacent to the hall near the gate, which was like a main entrance to Swami's residence. So we were waiting outside. We were made to sit in that passage. So we were sitting, and Swami came. Swami came in his usual style. Now I can say that because I had the fortune of seeing Swami so many times. So he came and he just stood and, with his hands held back, he gave us a beautiful, lovely, compassionate glance. And we were also just looking at him. And, he asked in his typical style, Kuch khaya? So we were like, okay. So, but then, something was happening within me at that time, and I was just trying to follow him wherever he would go. And I just felt that he he was looking somewhere, and he immediately just looked at me straight into my eyes. So, and I just folded my hands. So, and then after that, Swami started walking towards the hall inside, taking a step in. And I was just trying to figure out, why am I not able to see him? Just let me see. In fact, he is gliding. He is actually gliding. I was just, seeing his walk. He was floating in air, and suddenly I stopped seeing. I was like, how is this possible? Means, just rubbed my eyes, and when my hands went to my eyes, I realized I was crying. They were filled with tears. So how I used to wonder and question that, why do people cry when they see Swami? you know so beautifully, he made me experience it with his love. So that query was answered. That query was done, I think, few years back. Innocent, absolute innocent query. And this is how he answered. So after he went inside, I said, Baba, why did you call me after so many years? Why did you not call me earlier? And I could hear that voice. He said, I was preparing you. You would not have valued me. I was like, okay, thank you, Swami. So we all then just went back and started preparing for the exhibition. So, we were given a corner, and we set up the table, we did everything. And one evening, when everything was almost done, Indulal Shah uncle came to see the preliminary, preparations, and to make sure, because Bhagwan had to come. So he had to make sure everything was in place and in order. He came, and when he reached our Delhi state stall of Sai Beauty Parlor, he was quite skeptical. He just looked at us, and he had a very no expression on the face. So we were all young girls. We didn't know what to do, how to handle, what to say. And he said, what is this? Ye kya hai? Wo kya hai? So I tried to explain. I was there right in front. I tried to explain one or two things. And with a kind of very dissatisfied and very unimpressed look, that he just walked off. And my heart literally sank, that if Indulal Shah uncle is saying this, I don't know how Swami going to take it. But anyways, we were there, and that is what we had to present. So we carried on with our preparation. So next morning, when we got up and had darshans and everything, so I just had a very strong urge कि ना ऐसा करती हूँ, मैं वहीं चली जाती हूँ exhibition hall के पास, क्या पता स्वामी आ जाए. So I just went there. एंड आई रियलाइज वहाँ पे एक आंटी थी, एंड उनसे पूछा कि आंटी स्वामी का आने का कुछ है क्या. तो शी सेड कि बेटे स्वामी तो आके चले गए. ऐसे अभी तो इतनी जल्दी, अभी तो सिर्फ 8 बजे की थी, 8 बजे 7 बजे ही केम. एंड आई सेड यू वर हियर. कहती हाँ मेरी ड्यूटी थी. तो मैंने कहा आंटी फिर आपने एक्सप्लेन किया, कैसे किया, क्योंकि ऊपर तो कोई होगा नहीं. कहते तुम्हें पता है क्या हुआ. ऐसे नहीं आंटी नहीं पता. तो शी सेड इंदुलाल शाह अंकल आए थे, स्वामी भी थे, वो दोनों ऊपर गए, और बाबा ने पूछा तुमको पता है ये क्या है. ये क्या है, वो क्या है, from our, Sai Beauty Parlor. And Swami explained exactly what we had to present and show to the people who had come. So, anything, I just want to say that Swami listens to us each and every moment. We may miss his listening, but he never misses out. So whether it was an innocent request, whether it was some query, whether it was some question in the head, he answers. He's listening all the time, and whether answering or not, well, these are all the episodes where he instills that faith. Then trust it कि मैं तुम्हारे आसपास ही हूँ हमेशा. So you never alone, you know. So कभी ऐसा हो कि आपको कोई दिख नहीं रहा है, क्योंकि हम लोग सोचते हैं कि हमारे आसपास लोग हैं तो शायद तभी हम अकेले नहीं हैं. तो हम अकेले कभी भी नहीं हैं. हमारे साथ कोई हो या नहीं हो, भगवान हमेशा हमारे साथ है, हमेशा. So that was, and the story didn't end here. Okay. There were two more things which I would like to share. That हम लोग प्रिपेयर करते थे, हर रोज आते थे, क्योंकि सब लोग एग्जीबिशन में आएंगे तो उनको एक्सप्लेन भी करना है. तो 2-3 दिन का शायद वो प्रोग्राम था. तो हम लोग जाते थे एंड उस समय नहीं मिल पाता था कि हम लोग वापस फैक्ट्री, एलेम्बिक फैक्ट्री जाएं जहाँ पे हम लोग को खाना सर्व होता था. सो वी वर गिवन 75 रुपीज के कूपन फॉर ऑल दीज डेज, ब्रेकफास्ट, लंच, डिनर, एवरीथिंग इंक्लूडेड. बट वो यूज ही नहीं हुए. सो कभी भूख लगती थी तो बस यूनिवर्सिटी के बाहर ही जो भी थोड़े बहुत स्टॉल्स है वहीं पे थोड़ा सा कुछ ले लिया और अंदर चले गया, बिकॉज देयर वाज नो टाइम. एंड ऑल्सो वन वुड फील लिटिल टायर्ड कि इतनी दूर जाना पड़ेगा, आई एम लिटिल आलसी. सो फिर ये सब रहा. एंड देन लास्ट डे स्वामी addressed the gathering. We were there inside the hall, we were sitting. एंड पहली बार तो स्वामी ने इतना खुश कर दिया, इतना खुश कर दिया. बोले कि यहाँ पे जितने भी बैठे हैं ये सब मेरे साथ राम अवतार में थे. तो बस आई वॉज ऑन 7th heaven कि बस आई एम तो सच अ डिवाइन बीइंग. उसके बाद देन केम हाउ स्वामी इज, ही सेड जब बच्चे अपनी माँ के घर आते हैं तो माँ उनसे कभी पैसे लेती है. एंड आई यूज्ड टू थिंक कि 75 रुपीज वेस्ट हो गए, पता नहीं क्यों लिए हैं एंड ऑल दैट, हाउ माइंड वर्क्स विद यू. सो एंड द मोमेंट स्वामी सेड कि जब बच्चे अपनी माँ के घर आते हैं तो माँ कभी उनसे पैसे नहीं लेती है, तो इसलिए सबके पैसे वापस कर दिए जाएंगे. कोई कूपन नहीं, कोई टोकन नहीं, कुछ नहीं. I did not know where to hide myself. It was like a direct conversation. How Swami answers and listens to each and everything. I don't even know how to, analyze this. The only thing that I learned was that Swami is always listening, always with you, always. So there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to think about. There is nothing to worry about. We are His, He's ours. And that's it. So this is all I just wanted to say. So live with the belief and faith. Always, always is listening to us. Not even a single second that goes. And I'm experiencing this every day. Every day. So it started from there. And it has just built on. Thank you so much for your patient hearing.